Hello there, it's your boy Ham Solo here to talk about the Xbox wireless headsets. I've had these for about a year. I absolutely love these headsets. I'm going to compare and contrast them with other headsets that I've used previously that I either purchased and returned, which I guess is pretty much all of them. But that list would be the Turtle Beach 700 Gen 2s, the Series Arctis 9X, the Razer Kyra Pros, and the Lucid Sound LS150s. And then I finally got to the Xbox wireless headset. Come with me and check out my journey on how I ended up on these headsets and hear about what I thought of with the other headsets and my personal experiences with them. They may differ from yours, and you may have opposing opinions. Let me know those in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy these type of videos. Let's get into it, and let me switch to my much better mic that goes to my PC. Be right back. Okay, so I switched back to my regular mic because I think it's a little bit more comfortable, and then obviously it sounds better. But anyways, I wanted to talk about these wireless headsets and what I kind of think about them and whether I think you should get them or not. So here's kind of a close look at them. I'm sure you've seen them before. This is after about a year of having these. So you can kind of see a little bit of dust on there and whatnot. I mean, they're definitely been used quite a bit. You got the left and right side both have their, it lets you know which side the cuffs go on, which these do come off if you want to take them off and replace them with other ear cuffs, which is totally possible. Something that is up to you if you'd like to do that. But anyways, let me go on ahead and talk about some of the things that I think is personally dope about these headphones. So, after having them for a little over a year, and actually might I add that when I first got these Xbox wireless headphones from Best Buy, the first headset that I actually received, the mic did not connect to anything at all. Had issues with it from the jump, so I was like super nervous, thinking possibly maybe this headset isn't the way to go. Might I also add, in the process of getting these headphones, I had tried several other headphones out to see if I even liked those other headsets first, and I guess more or less I was shopping. I was tired of using my rig headphones, and I wanted to have dedicated headphones for my PC and dedicated headphones for my Series X, which you see is on right back there. I really like the rig 800 LXs a lot, but I wanted something that can connect to my phone as well. So I tried several different other headsets. I'm gonna go in order of the headsets that I used before landing with these guys. All right. So the direction I went, I first had the Turtle Beach 700 Gen 2s. Those were really nice headphones. I liked the cooling gel that they had in the ear cuffs. It was really comfortable, especially when you initially put them on. Did get a little bit spicy after a little while of keeping them on. But my main issue with those, which they connected to my Xbox fairly well. I did have it disconnect a couple times, but for the most part, they connected really well. I had them for like about a week and a half before I had to return them. But I returned them because if you can't see my head, it's not small. It's pretty big. And I didn't even have that much hair compared to what I have now, all this fluff that's on top of my head now. I didn't have that before, and those headphones were really tight. And I even watched a few videos that asked you or told you that if they feel pretty tight, there's a specific way to bend them to make them kind of bow out more so they're more comfortable. But for me, it just didn't work, or I didn't do them right. And I was also a little uncomfortable having to bend my headset to fit my head. I felt like it should just kind of come with that. So I returned those, but if you are into Turtle Beach headphones, the 700 Gen 2s are absolutely fantastic. The super hearing, that thing that's on there, is really cool, especially when playing games like Call of Duty and whatnot. I recommend those headsets, but only if your head isn't too goddamn big like mine is. All right, moving on to the very next set of headphones that I tried out. I tried out the Steel Series Arctis 9X. Another fantastic set of headphones, but just not for me personally. So, as for those 9Xs, they're fantastic. Just like the Turtle Beaches, they connect to your phone, and they also connect to your Xbox wirelessly. No dongle or anything necessary for that, unless you want to use it on a PC. I believe the 9X requires a dongle to be able to connect to the PC. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what it is, unless you decide to use it Bluetooth. Moving on, the 9Xs were they sounded really good. They sounded really clean. That was probably the best part about them. The highs were magnificent. The mids were pretty dang solid, but the lows on it, like the bass, the kind of punchiness, you didn't really get that. And the one thing I really didn't enjoy, which let me double back real quick on the Turtle Beaches. Those had an app for your phone to be able to tune your equalizer, which was kind of nice. Kind of weird that it was on your phone instead of like integrated into the Xbox, or have their own app within like the console or whatnot. But to me, it was better than what you have to do with the Arctis 9Xs, which the Arctis 9Xs you have to plug into a computer, do all the updates, go to the website, and then download the app, and then you got the app on your computer, and then you get to level it out, and then you plug it back, and then you hook it back up to your Xbox and listen. I mean, it's just a longer, drawn out process than I would personally like. That was one of the things that I didn't like about it. But the main issue that I had with the 9X is, like I was saying earlier, I like to connect my phone with my headsets to be able to answer the phone if I need to without taking my headset off. Or better yet, like if I'm like just scrolling through Twitter or scrolling through YouTube or trying to listen to a podcast, it's nice to be able to have my earphones in instead of having one cuff off and like playing it on my computer while I'm playing the game. I can just do all of that at once, just with the same pair of headphones, just by listening it from multiple channels. It's a lot nicer. So if you haven't experienced having a Bluetooth set up in a headphone while being able to be connected to a console, I highly recommend it. It's really easy to use and really helpful for when you need to take a phone call or listen to something else, or hell, maybe you want to listen to Spotify while you're playing a game or something like that. You can do that through here instead of through an app on the Xbox and making it work harder, or PS5 or whatnot. But anyways, I digress. The 9X Arctis headsets were kind of frustrating for me personally because they had like connectivity issues between my phone and the Xbox itself. It for me personally, I'm not sure if every single pair of headphones were like that. Like I said, these are the second pair of Xbox wireless headsets because I got a defective one at first. So maybe that 9X was defective. Let me know in the comments if that's a possibility. Maybe it is, but I have heard plenty of other people complain about the interference and disconnecting that the 9X has with the Xbox and also with your phones as well. So a little frustrating, and I was also getting some weird like buzzy disconnecting noise with it, which made it even more or I should say even less digestible, I guess. So I returned those really quick because I just could not handle constantly disconnecting and then that weird sound that I'd get with it as well. What's even crazier is the next set of headphones that I got, the Razer Kyra Pros. Man, oh man, did I want to love those headsets. I really wanted to love those headsets. The sound on the Kyra Pros, fantastic. And they were a pair of Xbox certified Xbox headsets. So I expected them not only to be dope because they're from Razer, but I expected them to be easily connected to like the Xbox since they are, they have some sort of agreement. They're certified to be able to run on the Xbox and whatnot. They even had like commercials about it. The Razer Kyra Pros have the green all over it. To me, it looked pretty cool. To some people, they didn't really like all that green and whatnot, but I thought it was pretty cool because it's Xbox. It is what it is. But the boom mic on the Razer Kyra Pros, I really didn't like because you plugged it in. It was just another piece that could possibly be messed up to me personally. I don't like it when you can disconnect and plug something back in that's not like, I guess you could say like stiff, because it was like one of those, like, it's kind of like this right here, if you can see. It's kind of like, you can move the mic on that as well, but it could disconnect and reconnect. And I don't know, for some reason I just don't feel it to be necessary to be able to disconnect your mic when you're using game headsets. I always want my mic nearby, especially if you have Bluetooth on it. I'll just never disconnect it. It just didn't seem very necessary for me personally. But anyways, going on more with the Kyra Pros, the really dope thing about those, straight up, is that they had an app on the Xbox. So like I said, they were certified by Xbox to be able to make the headset specifically for them, and they had an app within the Xbox where you could tune the equalizer and whatnot. And I tell you, those headsets sounded great. The bass in it was just like perfect. The highs were fantastic. It was really just a booming, punchy sound. I really enjoyed them, but then the issues arose other than the boom mic I was talking about. The issue was connectivity. And it was just like the 9Xs where I look around, I don't have to look very far, and I see reviews just all over the place about those headsets with disconnecting to the Xbox and then reconnecting. And then the fuzzy sound came to those two, and I'm just sitting there like, is this every Xbox headset? Because every time I get a headset that is certified for the Xbox, it seems to not run quite right. Like I get this fuzzy sound, and it sounds like it's like cutting in and cutting out. And might I add, I was at that time I was only sitting about as far away from the Xbox, like as, I don't know, like I'd say like 10 feet away. So I wasn't that far away for it to be making all of that, distortion and frustration in my headphones. So I really, really did not like that. Let's see. Another thing that I ended up having an issue with was charging on it for some reason. It did not hold a very good charge at all. So with that being said, I went on ahead and returned the Kyra Pros to Micro Center, and then I went on to headset number 4. Headset number 4 was by far the worst one of the 5 that I tried. I got the Lucid Sound LS150s. They sold me because I was like, man, that is a stylish looking headset. It looks really nice, beautiful looking headset. It also does the Bluetooth connecting to your phone, but the bad part is with those is you also have to go get an app on the computer to be able to mess with the equalizer in that, and then the equalizer in that it's not very good. It gives you also these different presets that you can use, and I didn't like the presets either at all. So like it was just thumb down after thumb down from the get-go, and then having them for about a week was just the worst. Like I thought the connecting was bad for the 9X, and I thought the connecting was bad for the Kyra Pros, but goodness gracious, the LS150s were just bad. They constantly disconnected. They constantly desynced to the point where I was moving my wheel because they have wheels on each side. One's for, the game and party chat, and then the other side is for the volume and whatnot. And the mute buttons on it were the sides. So if you bumped your head on something, or if you're just lay on something and then tap it, you mute yourself. And that drove me nuts for a little bit. But my biggest issue was that desyncing and just constantly disconnecting and reconnecting. And I had to, I forgot about this. So the worst part of that was me thinking, because it had like a mode on it to where you could only be talking to your phone or something like that. I thought I had my party muted and was talking to my wife on the phone, just to find out that it desynced and everybody heard my conversation with my wife and me. And it wasn't anything like a crazy, like nutty conversation and whatnot. It was just a little embarrassing to come back and be like, hey, what's up, you guys? Sorry, I was muted for a little while. And then they come back and say, no, you weren't muted at all. And I'm sitting there looking at my headset, and it tells me that it's muted, or it's only in the mode to talk. And it was just a cluster F of issues with those Lucid Sound headsets. I definitely don't recommend those ones at all. They're heavy as well. I had to constantly stick a little pin in it to like restart it because it wouldn't turn off. The headsets would not turn off. It drove me insane. But anyways, I finally returned those, and I was just looking all over the place for different headsets and whatnot. I planned on trying to get the Astro A50s for $250, but I didn't really want something with a mix amp and all that jazz. I just wanted to be able to control everything just from the headphones. So Xbox came out, lo and behold, with a new headset while I'm out here thinking about trying to get a new headset to connect to my Xbox so I can connect the previous headsets to the PC without having to, you know, take it back and forth, because there is a dongle with the previous Xbox headsets I had, and I didn't want to have to continuously unplug, replug, unplug, replug. Didn't want to have to do that. So I was looking for a new pair of headphones, and Xbox came out with them, but I had to wait like a month or two for them to come out to the market. So I waited around, pre-ordered them. Like I said, I got the first pair of my Xbox wireless headsets. Mic didn't work. I couldn't talk to anybody. I connected to everything, but just couldn't talk to anybody. I could hear everybody, couldn't talk to anybody. So I ended up sending those back. I was really disappointed because I'm sitting there like, God damn it. I really have been just going through the ringer with these goddamn headsets. So I send them back. They end up having a new pair come in at Best Buy, and best believe I got the 2-year warranty with these bitches. So I was not finna mess around and get another broken one or go home and then it breaks after like a month or something like that. So with that being said, I brought these guys home. And like I said, I already got to hear what they sounded like. They sounded fantastic. The Xbox wireless headset, once you connect it to the Xbox, you can go into the profiles. There's several different profiles you can use to set the way that you want it to sound. It came with like a 3-month of Dolby Atmos or whatnot, but with my previous headphones, the Rig 800 LXs, those came with a lifetime of of Dolby Atmos, so I had it as soon as I got it. Didn't even have to use that month thing, which was pretty dope. But yeah, I can configure my headset sound through the Xbox, which is fantastic. And the bass on these headsets are unbelievable. I kind of want to say the Arctis, or not the Arctis, but the Kyra Pros had a little bit more quality bass, I want to say, but these come extremely close to it. They sound fantastic. They're really loud, and they're easy to balance. So if you go into the equalizer of the Xbox wireless headset, you can balance it there, and then you can also go to the Dolby Atmos app in the Xbox. If you have that subscription and you have these pair of headphones, you can go into it and also do your equalizer in there as well and balance it the way that you want it to sound. I have my own personal sound, especially for the type of music that I listen to, and then also for some of the games that I play, just to keep everything sounding fairly good on both ends. But yes, so I got these headphones, and then, you know, the mic started working. You guys heard what the mic sounded like from the beginning of the video. So hopefully you got a good understanding of what that would sound like to somebody else that you may talk to. But these were only $100 compared to the Lucid Sound LS150s or whatnot that I was talking about just a little bit ago. Those were $200, and they were ass. They were terrible for me personally. The Kyra Pros, those were $150. The Arctis 9X, $200 as well. And then the Turtle Beaches 700 Gen 2s, fantastic headsets, $150 though. So I got everything that I wanted, which these, they don't have the connectivity issues. The only time you get connectivity issues with these guys is if you walk too far away, out of range of the headphones, and then you come back, it will automatically connect back. But sometimes if you do that over and over and over, which I have done plenty of times because I have a 4-year-old daughter, she needs help with this, or, you know, mama needs help, or I gotta go to the restroom or something like that, and then instead of taking the headsets off and putting them down, I decide to just put them around my neck, or I still got them on and just took off one ear cuff and I'll walk into another room. That's the only real issue I have with these, is that like they don't have a very far distance compared to something, especially like something that has a dongle with it or whatnot. Like I hear that the Arctis 7X is really good because it has like a dongle and whatnot. I heard those are just dope flat out headsets as well. So if you're really big into SteelSeries or Arctis, I recommend those. The 7X just because it has the dongle, and I just think it'd be just a little bit better of connectivity. But for me, these suckers right here, they never disconnect or really have any issues. Every once in a while, I guess it more or less happens when like my phone restarts, that they'll unconnect from my phone and then reconnect it back. But I've never had it like just stop working unless they were dying. These do have the lowest amount of battery life of all of the headphones I mentioned. I think it's like something short, like 15 hours or 12 hours or something like that. I don't really know the specs right off the top of my head. I apologize for that. But I'm just kind of giving you a real-time review of what I think about these headsets and how much I really enjoy them. They sound so freaking good. They sound as good as any of the other headsets that I mentioned, if not better. I'd say they rank second in sound compared to all the other headsets. I rank them above the Arctis 9X because they have way better bass. They have just way better bass. Now the highs aren't as good as the Arctis, and the highs aren't as good as the what's it called, the Turtle Beach's 700 Gen 2s, but the bass on these are phenomenal. Especially if you're a bass kind of guy. I mean, I got subwoofers in my car, so I am a fan of some thumping. But I'd say the number one sounding ones to me were the Kyra Pros. These got number 2. 3 would be honestly probably a tie between the SteelSeries Arctis 9X's and the Turtle Beach's 700 Gen 2s. And then I don't want to put it in 4th place. I want to put it so much further back. I'll say 10th place is the Lucid the Lucid LS150s because they were just so bad to me. The volume on those didn't even get very high. Let's see. But these, like I said, these are only $100, and they're better sounding than a lot of the ones, personally, from my take. The bass in them are fantastic. The connectivity is simple. I turn these on, it turns on my Xbox, and a lot of those other headsets do a similar thing as well. But I trust these ones a little bit more. They're and that could be that they're made by the platform. You know, they come from the platform. But you know, if you think about it, Microsoft has had good headsets and whatnot in the past and whatnot, so they're using some sort of layout that they previously used, and maybe, you know, some expensive tools and then much cheaper tools in certain areas for it. That's why they're not crazy expensive. But in my opinion, these are the way to go price-wise, especially if you're not trying to spend $250 on Astro A50s or like $300 for Odyssey or Oddies or whatever that's called. And if you're looking around, you'll see that PlayStation is actually coming out with a pair of headphones that look fantastic as well, but those things are like $300. So for bang for your buck, I highly recommend these headsets, the Xbox wireless headsets. Go get them. Holler at me. Let me know what you think of them. If you already have them, let me know what you thought of yours so far. Are they as comfortable as I think they are? Because I think these headphones with the cuffs, very soft, very comfortable. I also think they sound just fine when talking to other people. And the connectivity with the equalizer and everything on the exact same place while being able to connect to my phone is just fantastic. I've used these for podcasts. I've used these on the road, so I've connected to my phone and then actually had a podcast while on the road, and it was pretty fantastic. It was really cool, and they're just really comfortable. But like I said, it gets a little spicy after a little while because of the like leather cuffs or whatnot, or pleather or whatever. But anyways, let me know what you think. Like as you see right here, not too bad. They twist up a little bit. I ain't gonna go out too far with them because a lot of it is plastic and whatnot. But very comfortable all around headsets. Really easy to use. You just hold the button right there to sync and whatnot. Mute button on the bottom right here if you can see. Boom mic. And then this left side right here is the game and chat mix. The more forward you push, the more game you get, and the more you go back, the more the chat you get. And then on this side, volume. Strictly volume. So, let me know what you think of all this. Let me know what kind of headphones that you're rocking. If you think that you got better headphones than me, you might. But personally, I rock with those for $100. Alright, thanks for y'all tuning in. This is Ham Solo 05 Gaming, bringing you a little quick review of these headsets. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. Like, hit that subscribe button, and share this out so other awesome gamers within the game community can check out this stuff and see what they think as well. Have a good day, y'all. Peace out.
Do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!